Hi friends, Apex Legends Season 11 is almost here, and I thought I would look at the lore we could see in Season 11. These are just my top 5 interesting stories we could see develop in Season 11, but do let me know which lore you want to see in the comments down below. The first bit of lore is an obvious one. How does Horizon get back to see her son? This is a story that started back in Season 7. We know Horizon had a really close bond with her son Newton. When she went to space to try and save the Outlands, she made him a promise that one day she would be back to see him. We also know at the end of Season 7, Newton left a message for his mother saying somehow Horizon did make it back to see him. Now this story took a step further at the end of Season 10 because Horizon had dreams about Newton and she started to wonder if she managed to save him from the event. We then learned in the stories of the Outlands from Ash that she sent Newton home early, so he seemingly wasn't caught up in the event that led to the Phase Runner accident. We've also seen the return of Ash and her full memory, meaning she might know, and indeed suggested she does know, what happened to Newton. She was one of the few people around back then, so it makes sense we could learn more about Newton from her. I do also wonder if Ash will have a role in helping Horizon get back to see her son, and in fact Ash returning feeds into my second piece of lore that we could see. It's no secret that Ash and Horizon have history. I mean, Ash literally left Horizon to die slowly. How would you feel if your friend betrayed you? So there is definitely a lot of lore to develop here. For sure, I think they'll start off not liking each other. I'm certain there'll be some sassy voice lines between the two, but what will be interesting is to see how this develops. Do they continue not liking each other for the whole season, or is there more to come in this story? Will we find out why Ash did what she did? Was there something that made Ash become this crazy person? Perhaps she was being forced into it, or was she always just a psycho? I'm keen to find out more about this, and I'm also keen to see if Horizon can turn Ash to the good side and trigger Ash's good persona rather than her evil personality. And I think good Ash definitely seems like someone that would help Horizon get back to see her son. Sticking with the potentially sad lore, we know that Revenant wants to get revenge on Loba by maybe killing Valkyrie or Bangalore. Remember how Revenant killed Loba's parents, and then Loba wanted to get revenge on Revenant, so she tried to kill his source code. But then she accidentally sent it to Samathi, and in turn found out that Revenant actually wants to die. So instead she makes it almost impossible for Revenant to die by sending his source code off to Gridiron. This leaves an angry Revenant now needing to get revenge on Loba, and it seems like he's planning to do this by killing someone she loves. At the end of Season 9, we saw him spying on her, trying to assess how he could best get his revenge. So I'm sure we'll see more to this story in Season 11. That's a lot of sad lore, so let's try and move on to some happier lore, and this one involves everyone's favourite Joker, Mirage. You see, there's long been a ship beyond all ships, Mirage and Wraith. Last season we had confirmation that Rampart and Mirage had more of a sibling relationship, and this paves the way for Mirage and Wraith. We saw Mirage give Wraith some information about herself from his mother's documents. This helped Wraith to understand a little bit more about who she is, because as you know, her memory is a little bit fuzzy, and she doesn't remember much about her past. It feels like there's always been something between Mirage and Wraith, ever since the first time we saw them. You'll remember they were already having banter, and I think this is one piece of lore fans would really enjoy seeing come to life. I think this could easily be done through comic drops on Twitter, or even an in-game lore event like we saw with Bloodhound this season. Sticking with the relationship theme, Loba, Bangalore and Valkyrie are part of my fourth bit of lore I think we could see in Season 11. There's a kind of a love triangle going on between these three, and after Loba was friend-zoned by Bangalore at the end of Season 9, we know she was upset and ended up spending more time with Valkyrie. There have been some subtle voice lines between Loba and Bangalore in Season 10, which suggest Bangalore has started to notice Loba not feeling too happy.
Hey, Lo. It's been weeks. What's up?
Jamie has me busy tracking down this piece. Don't worry, Anita. We'll always be friends.
Thanks.
You can hear from these voice lines, it seems like Loba is trying to avoid Bangalore, and Bangalore is noticing it, creating kind of an awkward tension. I think we'll start to see this unravel a bit more in Season 11, and I think this will lead to Loba ultimately getting closer to either Valkyrie or Bangalore. Which one though remains to be seen, and I'm sure we'll find out as season 11 progresses. Sticking with Bangalore, her brother is my final piece of lore I think we could see in season 11. And I think this is actually one of the most likely pieces of lore we will see in season 11, given the teasers we had at the end of season 10, plus the relationship Bangalore has with the new map. By teaser, I mean the laptop in the pod on Olympus, which had the list of Bangalore's crew, including her brother, and there was a specific voice line for her brother. We know that Bangalore believes her brother is still alive after she witnessed him falling from their IMC ship, the Hestia, after it was attacked by the militia. Speaking of the Hestia, it is a point of interest on the new map, Storm Point, because it crash landed there, and potentially it's the location where Jackson dropped. So I think we will get to see some Bangalore voice lines around Storm Point, particularly around her crashed ship, the Hestia, and I think we'll start to see more clues on what happened to her brother. Wraith is also part of this piece of lore. Going back in time a bit, Bangalore was searching for information on her brother. With Crypto's help, she managed to break into an IMC facility to look through data files that might help her find her brother Jackson. However, while she was doing this and accessing their computer systems, Voidwalker Wraith appeared to look for data on Amir Singh. Bangalore didn't have time to hide, so she had to leave the flash drive she had in the system connected while she hid in the corner from Voidwalker Wraith. Obviously at this time, Bangalore didn't know Wraith, and also a side note, this isn't our Wraith that we have today, this is in fact the Voidwalker Wraith that went to rescue the Wraith we have today that you saw in the Voidwalker cinematic. After Wraith was accessing the systems, the IMC mercenaries entered and burnt the place down to cover their tracks. After a battle and the disappearance of Voidwalker Wraith, Bangalore checked for the flash drive, but it was gone, and she suspected the Voidwalker took it. Because of this, Bangalore always blamed the Wraith we currently have in the games. But after a heated discussion last season, our Wraith seems to be able to convince Bangalore that it was a different Wraith, although Bangalore does still remain skeptical, which you hear in some voice lines in season 10.
And, by the way, if I find anything on Jackson, you'll be the first to know.
Damn right, Headcase.
Thanks. I haven't given up looking for your brother. I will find him.
Words are cheap, Renee, and I still ain't buying.
Now that they've agreed to help each other, you do get to hear in voice lines through season 10 that Wraith really is trying to help Bangalore find Jackson, while also searching for answers about her own past. So I think we'll get to see this develop more in season 11. So those are my top 5 pieces of lore I think we could see in season 11. Can I just share some honourable mentions? Because we've also got Mirage and his mother, Caustic and his mother, and finally Crypto and Mila. The reason I wanted to include these honourable mentions, particularly Caustic, Crypto and Mila, are because they're all from Gaea, and it makes sense we could hear more about their stories given Caustic, Crypto and Mila all grew up here. I hope you enjoyed this look at the lore coming in season 11. And let me know what lore you would like to see in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I've got so much more season 11 content coming your way, so keep a lookout. I'll catch you later.